Hi, my name is Tom Burke. I'm with Ioline Corporation, and this is one in a series of videos dealing with the Ioline CrystalStudio software, which is provided free with the Ioline CrystalPress rhinestone setting system. This video will deal with the layers function, which is the set of tools we use to apply rhinestones to our vector designs. We have two vector designs on our screen right now. One you will notice is a series of small dots or circles that each one will have a rhinestone applied over, and the other is what we call an outline, a contiguous outline on which rhinestones will be applied. We'll click on the layers function, and you'll see that we have a variety of choices. Now we're dealing with this particular file, which is selected. You can tell it's selected by the dashed white line around it. And first we can select stones for each of the two layers, which are the two colors you see on that design. We'll start with a 6SS stone size for layer 1, and when we click on Layer Visible, you'll see that it places those stones directly over the small dots that you saw previously. We're using 10SS stones. We could use any of a variety of sizes here, but we'll use 10SS. And we'll click on Layer Visible, and notice it places those stones on the other layer. This design is basically ready to go now, and we could send it to the CrystalPress for printing. Now we're going to double click on the other design, and now it is selected. And when we look at our layers function, you'll see that where previously we were the use centers function was checked, now the use outline box is checked. That means it sees that these are outlines, not dots, and it checks the appropriate box. Now we'll again select the stone size we want to use, and on the inner layer we're going to use 6SS stones, and on layer number 2 we'll use let's use 16 SS stones. When we check the layer visible boxes, you'll see that we are placing stones on those outlines with a default spacing of 45. Now we'll change that on the outer layer just to show you how this is done. We'll click on the outline spacing, and let's make that 100. We'll hit enter, and you can see it changes the spacing of those stones. For layer number 1, we're going to do something a little different. Let's add a fill to the design. We have two types of fills we use. One is called hash and one is called raster. We'll start with raster. You'll see that raster is kind of a rectilinear sort of shape, so it's probably not well suited to a rounded kind of irregular shape like this bear. So let's try the hash choice, and you see we get a much better fill with the hash option. We could also change the fill angle, say to 30 degrees, and you see that helps with placement of stones as well, and it gives you a slightly different look. Now another way to get a different look with your fills using the CrystalStudio software is to select your fill and then simply uncheck the Use Outline box. You'll notice what happened there is that now what we're doing actually is placing stones all the way out to the edges of the outline. So you get, again, a much more contiguous fill in that irregular shape. Notice also over here where it says crystal price, we can change that number to reflect the particular price of the rhinestones we're using, and we could make it, say for instance, 0.002. And if you look down here at the bottom margin of the CrystalStudio software, you'll see it gives us a count of the number of stones in the design, both for the 16SS and for the 6SS, and below that it calculates the price of the stones and gives you a total cost of that particular selected design. When you're ready to send a design to the CrystalPress printer, you do have to select the appropriate sorter wheel. In other words, if our 6 SS stones are in the number 1 sorter bowl, we'd select number 1 for that. And if our, in this case, 16 SS stones were in this number 2 bowl, we would select that. If we were doing a design with more than 2 layers, and we can do a design with up to 16 layers, you would see additional layers displayed on the screen here, and you would simply print the first 2, then uncheck those 2, like so, change the stones for the next 2 layers, and check the next 2 layers, and so on. We'll show you a little more about how to deal with multi-layer designs in a future video. Thanks very much.